welcome to Celebrate Creating with Catherine. Ah. Today I'm going to show you how to make an updated book cover, I guess you could say. Well, remember back in the day, remember high school? And we would take brown paper bags and we would make our book covers, and then we'd take our felt pens or colored pencils and we'd design it. You know, I still have one of those saved. That's over 40 years ago. But I still have it. But, you know, I got a book, and it's actually a Bible that has a soft cover, and I thought, you know what, that's going to fall apart fast. So I decided to take cardstock and make a lovely, sturdy book cover, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So, you're going to need some cardstock. That's the stuff you use when you are doing your, what do you call that? Scrapbooking. So this has a bunch of cool colors in here. It's heavy duty, unlike, you know, a brown paper bag. It's got a little more strength. So you're going to need enough to cover your book. You're going to need a pencil, if you have one. A pen is fine. A ruler. I'll tell you what, if you don't have one of these, this is an Omnigrid ruler. What makes it awesome is that you can see through it. It has markings all over, and you can really line up whatever you're marking. So if you don't have one, I really recommend this. Now, you can use scissors. I have one of these. I don't even know what you call this thing, but you put your paper in here. It's got this little sharp razory thing, and you can do like a perfect slice, cut that paper just right. And then I am also going to be using today, for the folding part of our cardstock, a scoring board. And I really recommend this so that it bends really clean. Maybe we can figure out an alternate if you don't have one of these. Anyway, you'll also need some glue and some tape. So I'll be back ready to go in just a minute. Alrighty. So this is the book I am covering. Now, why am I covering a hardback book? I got this used. I do buy a lot of Amazon used books. It looks great on the inside, but there was some sticky goop on the back of it. I scraped it off, but I don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to cover this. Now, what is the important thing that we need to know here? When we cover a book, we need our paper to be as tall as the book. It doesn't really have to be taller, maybe just a, you know, 1/4 inch or something. So this would need to be, in my case, maybe 9 3/4 inch tall. And then we need to go around the book, and we need to extend this part a few inches out. And you'll see why. Well, it's just like, you know, if you remember making those books, book covers when we were kids. So I'd say I would want this to be a good 22 inches wide. Now, the reason I'm using a tape measure, because you don't want to be trying to bend your paper. It'll just crinkle up weird. So about 22 inches wide. So since the cardstock, in this case, is only 12 inches wide, I need to put 2 of them together to cover the book. And now you may not need to if you have a tiny book, but let me just show you how I did it. So I took my paper, and what I would do, you know, decide where, if you care how the design goes. I'm just going to overlap like so. So I'm going to turn it over, and I just want a little strip here where I'm going to glue. So I'm going to take my Omnigrid ruler and my pencil, and I'm going to line up the lines just to make, you know, about 1 inch or so. And, you know, if you have more room, you can do a bigger, you know, you can do more if you need to or want to. So I'm going to line up my lines here. and I'm going to just draw just a line, just to let me know where I'm going to join. Did I do that dark enough? You know, it's always a challenge because this little camera screen is so tiny that I can't see anything. But I'm going to guess you can see it, but you know, I'm going to go ahead and make it darker just for the heck of it. Alright, so now I know you can see that line. I'm going to take my glue, my good old, still my old bottle of glue that I can't even squeeze out of the tip here. Eee. And I'm going to just put, you don't want so much glue you're gonna ooze it out of the end of your piece of paper. Okay, you know, I think it might be time to get a new bottle. Alright, so I'm just gonna take some on my case here, and I'm just gonna smooth it in the line here. I just want it to ooze out a little bit more. And we're going to add tape as well, so we have sort of a double duty here. Alrighty, so that's that. And let's see, do I have it lined up right? I do. Now I'm going to simply put, see my line, this piece, and stick it right in the line. You can do it just perfect with your OmniGrid. Move that a tiny bit here. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so we got that in. Just going to press it. Sit here, right there. Alright, and to give it a little extra support, I have some tape. I like it. It's like a packing tape. It's wide. And I'm going to go right over this seam, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of the tape. Just to give it some extra enforcement. And press that down. And there you go. So now you got double help here. Now, that would need to dry. I have a tiny bit of glue, which I'm going to just wipe. But you can see what I did there. Now, that would need to dry before you finish, so I'm going to go ahead and put this aside and show you another piece that's already dry. Okay, so this was joined right here. Now, it's taped right here. I'm going to set my book, and I'm not going to bend anything yet, but I'm going to give myself those few inches, let me move that right here, because you do need a few inches to the front of the book. That's where you're going to be folding and putting the front edges of your book in. So basically, I'm going to just, this doesn't have to be perfect, but you want sort of a line, first of all, on the top and the bottom. I'm going to stand up for a minute here and get it as semi-close as I can. And I'm going to just put a little line here, and I'm just going to put a little line here, and that's an approximate. And I'm going to get my scoring board out. Now, if you don't have a scoring board, I was wondering if you couldn't just get something with a little bit of give, like maybe a piece of cardboard, maybe even the back of a butter knife that doesn't have any serrated edge, and do what I'm about to show you, but you'd be doing it with a ruler. And so, here's what we do with a scoring board. I'm gonna hold it up against, I'm holding it up against this side, and I'm also, let's see which way to go here, holding it up against this edge right here so it doesn't move. And I'm going to find where the dent, see this has dents in it, all underneath this. These are little dents, for lack of a better word. And this will cause us to be able to score on the inside so it will fold clean. Otherwise you're going to get this big, messy, crumpled, it just doesn't work with this thick paper. So I'm going to start on my line. Okay, so we're just a little bit off there from the pencil. That's okay. Go bigger. Alright, so I am scoring this. That means I'm pressing down and it is making a dent. Watch out over the tape. And now I've got to go the other side. So again, I'm pressing it against the board, and I'm going to continue. I've got to find that same spot here. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get the right camera view. Woo. Alright, here we go. Following it along. There's one. Now, let's go to the other side. Here we have our pencil mark right here. And we're going to start at the pencil mark. Okay, that is the side I did. I'm sorry. Now this side. Alrighty. Here's the other pencil mark. Okay, got it. So find the nearest. As you press, whatever you're pressing is going to just fall into the nearest crack, and that's all you're doing here. And again, I was going to say, if you had a piece of cardboard and a ruler, like the OmniGrid is, you could make that dent, I'll bet, you know, with that if you had to, just over a piece of cardboard. But it has to be something with a give. Alright, keep going here. Move my paper up. Sorry, it's so hard to, I know I'm moving around a lot. It's really trying to do this. Look at the camera in the corner of my eye. And go all the way down. So let's get a good look at this right here. Alright, you can see how we went. Even though we went a little bit, you see the paper, the pencil marking, but the line, the nearest little groove was a little bit outside that. That's just totally fine. Extra is totally fine. Extra room. And then you see it on the bottom. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and fold. Just to get that first fold going. And it folds perfectly. It's just clean. It's not crinkling or crunching up. Let's do the other one here. Very nice. You just have to watch real carefully when you're going over the tape because it's all slick. Okay, so now, next thing we're going to do. Alright, so this is going to be, let me just show you. Our book is going to end up laying on this folded, and that is just right. It's just right. Don't want any less than the size of the book. Okay. Now, we're moving over here because we need a few inches right on this side. So what we have to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to do a little pencil mark in the middle here, and we're going to do another score. So let's just do a little pencil mark. It doesn't have to be very long. We're going to get our scoreboard. We're going to line it up with hello, Kath. Which way? This way. With the folds open. Alright, you see that mark? Right there. I'm going to get on the mark there. Follow the groove. And the other way. Alright, so let's fold this one. Very good. Now it's going to be folding top down, bottom up. This is going to fold in. We just want to measure right now. That's all we're doing is sort of measuring. So I'm going to take my book again, get this out of the way. And that's going to be lined up with a little bit of room, you know, maybe a 1/4 of an inch right here at the bottom. And now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go along the back a little line to see where I'm going to make my next score, because even folding it up over this back part of the book, it will ruin the paper if you don't score it. So we're going to score that. There's my pencil mark again, right there. It's much harder than it looks. I'm just kidding. It's really not that complicated, but it is a little bit of I don't know. You just got to kind of pay attention and be patient, and you can do this. Alright, so I'm going to get this mark again, find the nearest little groove where this falls. Alright, all the way back here. Now, I'm going to fold this. I'm going to lay my book out. Actually, let me turn that for you so you can see what we're doing here. I'm turning it the other way. Alright, there you go. So I'm laying my book, and I'm going to go ahead and fold up here. See, now that I have a score at the bottom, but now I need to make a score at the top. So while I have this up right here, guys, I'm going to make another pencil mark. I'm just going to hold it here flat, and I'm holding my pencil flat right here, and I'm just going to go like that on the inside. And I'm going to make my mark for my next score. Alright, that's right on the tape. So there's the next score mark. Always lining this up flush against the sides to keep it steady and do a straight line. Okay, let's find our nearest. It's a little bit tricky now because I'm on the tape. Trying to find my nearest groove. So that's a little challenging. Well, let's see how we did. Okay, so that is proving more difficult. So that means that the last one I did, I managed to avoid the tape. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually get my ruler right now and see if I can't do this one a little bit better, because that was just having a hard time getting in there on the board. Alright, what do we got here? Let's do that again. That did it. Alright, so this is scored on both sides. Now I'm noticing something. It's much harder if you have to do it over the tape. So what you might do is, before you tape it, you might want to pencil mark it and try to make sure, and actually tape it after. Now that I'm looking at this, would be a little bit easier. So I think that would solve it. Just do the taping after. So here we are. I didn't have this trouble on my other book because it was a different measurement. Alright, so you can see the back. It's nice, it's clean. Let's go here. we have one more area to score, and that's right here. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to turn my book this way and make sure the fold lines up. Oops, right here. There, the scoring's lined up. I'm going to let that down and I'm going to mark right in front of the book. Turn that around. So you can see again, we marked right here so we know where to score again. Okay. There we go. Now I just noticed too there's a little bit of glittery kind of design on this, and that just caused this to waver a little. It's okay, no one's going to know. Alright, so we have our final score. I'm going to fold that. Now, you can see I have a bit more here than I do here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it on my handy little, I don't know what this is, thing. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but again, this is something you line up for a nice clean cut, nice straight. I like having this tool. And here we go. Perfectly clean, perfectly straight. So now, here's how we do it. We are ready to roll. We have scored the tops, the bottoms. We have scored, we starting with one of, actually, let's just turn the book. Starting here, we did one here, we did one here. Every fold, every fold. So, let's see which way is first. Okay, so we do the tops in, we do the bottoms. Now we fold this way and we put our book in. We open our book up and we are going to tuck the tips of our book here and here. We fold it. You see how that's going in right there? And going in on this side. Okay, the little challenge. Come on now. One side there. Oh! Alright, I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to... Now, hold on. I know you can fit. This side, no. There we go. Okay. Took a little minute there. Alright, you see how it's tucked in? I'm going to do this one. I'm trying to do it this way. See if you can see this a little bit better. Okay, so just the hard part of the book. We're going to flip that over. We're going to tuck in that corner here. Okay, let me just... Right here. That's all you're tucking. Right here. Alright. Get your corner. Hold the one you get in there. Because this one's a little bit tighter, usually I have a little bit more room. A little bit challenging here. I tuck in this one here. Come on, baby. You can do it. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Look at that. Now it will have to kind of relax itself in place. But check that out. You can do whatever you want, draw, not draw, but you have a pretty cardstock book cover. And voila, a beautiful book cover for you. Yes, anything you want. Any color, any design. Isn't that cool? I like this. I will protect my book in a more beauteous way than a brown paper grocery bag. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, press like, give me some feedback. Is there some craft or recipe you'd like me to try? Let me know. Whatever you decide, have a great day.